Hey fellow Nevillers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah, otherwise known as Neville O'Clock, a complete Nevilleaholic. Thank you, Neville. Welcome to the channel. We're working our way through Your Faith is Your Fortune. We're on chapter 9, the foundation stone. This video is part 2. In part 1 we discussed exactly what the foundation stone is, and of course we're in Neville's world, Neville's lifestyle, and the foundation stone is our consciousness, which I always point to my forehead because I think it's up here. We've each got our own consciousness, but it's part of one big consciousness. Anyhow, today we're up in the same lecture, and this video is part 2, the second and last part. And what Neville discusses up in this one is how we wear the feeling. Because in part 1, we keep these images alive, i.e. within our consciousness, we keep the images: I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm lost, I'm found, I'm trapped, I'm free, all those kind of delightful concepts that we hold up in our consciousness. Now, I am the light and the resurrection, which I'm sure you lovelies know is a line from the Bible. The light is our consciousness, and we keep these images alive, i.e. I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm fat, I'm thin, all those kinds of things, by keep focusing on them, by keep referring to them with our mind. So if there's something up there in your consciousness, I know there is in mine, that I don't want to pay attention to, we take the light from it, i.e. we stop focusing on it. Now let me quit waffling and let's dive into part 2. So my love. So my lovelies, Neville right here in the second half of this chapter is explaining to us, I was going to say telling, but you know he's explaining to us about how we wear the feeling and its naturalness of our manifestation. So let's dive in, my beauties. He says, all things express their nature. As you wear a feeling, it becomes your nature. It might take a moment or a year. It is entirely dependent upon the degree of conviction. As doubts vanish and you can feel, I am this, you begin to develop the fruit or the nature of the thing you are feeling yourself to be. When a person buys a new hat or a pair of shoes, he thinks everyone knows they're new. He feels unnatural with his newly acquired apparel until it becomes a part of him. And that's true, isn't it? If you go around saying I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, and you've got no money in your pocket, it's not going to feel natural to you. The more you, what's the way to say this? The more you impregnate your consciousness with realizations that you do and you are and you have unlimited abundance, the more natural that feeling will become to you. So he says, the same applies to the wearing of new states of consciousness. This reminds me of something my coach told me, whereby we have to fake it until we make it, i.e. when we're in our imaginal scene and we're imagining wealth or whatever it is, an SPIE, a special person, the more we see that in our imaginal scene, the more natural it becomes and the more assimilated to the feeling we become. So he says, I love this part. He says, when you ask yourself the question, how would I feel if my desire were at this moment realized? The automatic reply, until it is properly conditioned by time and use, is actually disturbing. And that's true also, of course, because everything Neville says is true. So it kind of starts off as a disturbing thing to us, kind of like a minor shock or a mild shock, that we are that thing, and it becomes more natural with time. He says, until it is properly conditioned by time and use is actually disturbing. The period of adjustment to realize this potential of consciousness is comparable to the newness of wearing apparel. Not knowing that consciousness is ever out picturing itself in conditions round about you, like Lot's wife, you continually look back upon your problem and again become hypnotized by its seeming naturalness. I can attest to this, my lovelies. I don't want to share all my business and drama up here, but I'm sure you know personally, if you've got some issues or problems that you're trying to overcome using your consciousness, you know it's really easy to look at them, i.e. like Lot's wife. So Neville says, heed the words of Jesus, and in parentheses, salvation. Leave all and follow me. Let the dead bury the dead. Neville's telling us right there, leave all and follow me, as in feel your consciousness. Follow, feel, and know that you are Jesus Christ, that you can manifest what it is you want in your world via your consciousness and your inner conversations and your self-concept, my beauties. He says, let the dead bury the dead, i.e. forget your limitations and focus on your manifestations and desires. He says, your problem might have you so hypnotized by its seeming reality and naturalness that you find it difficult to wear the new feeling or consciousness of your Saviour. And your Saviour is your wish fulfilled and your desire, ambition. He says, you must assume this garment if you would have results. And this is where our inner mastery and our persistence, our determination, and our consistent use of imagination helps us to get the feeling of naturalness. He says the stone, in parentheses, consciousness, which the builders rejected, i.e. would not wear, is the chief cornerstone, and other foundations no man can lay. So my lovelies, Neville is really trying to intimate to us with the end of this chapter, we have to keep continually wearing the feeling of our desire, our wish, our ambition, and what it is we're trying to what it is we are manifesting. I'll see you next time, my lovelies. Big fat kiss, because we're all about love up here. Please give the video the thumbs up. YouTube loves it and they promote our videos when you give a thumbs up to a creator. Awakening humanity, one video at a time with your help. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.